All right, welcome back. Good to have you with us. Now, of course, brand new year, a lot to look forward to as well. But at this point, you would normally expect me to bring in a political analyst. What is the political year going to look like? And we're going to ask questions like the state of South Africa in the next 12 months. It's always a good, fun question to ask, but we're going to have a different way of looking at it here on the show. We're going to take out a spiritual magnifying glass and take a look at what our country could very well look like over the next year. My guest, a man of many hats, advocate of African heritage, from prophecy all the way to traditional healing. On the far right of my desk here in ST1 in Hyde Park, Dr Mkhulu Khehla joining us to talk about the prophecies and the year ahead. Also joining the good doctor is the translator. Would that be the correct way of saying it?
That's fine for
Would that be okay? But you can correct me, of course. Humphrey Shavambu with us as well. So there's a lot we want to talk about, of course, gentlemen. Thank you for coming in to talk to us. So as we talk about the spiritual eye, I'm going to ask the political question. It's all what we're looking at for the year ahead and political stability. Politically, what do we look like?
Ba batla o tseba hore mo re yang go now ka di politics re lebeletse.
They want me to
explain. Yes.
Manje baba advocate eMseni Rabangcwele. Uthuma ingcwele lakimi masabathe sithi siyahamba siyalandzela siyakhuleka sabuta ukuthi kanti kuta kwentakala ini ethi lengelosi lakimi phela wathi namanje eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa kube ngathi ngebe ngihamba le South Africa ngikhalela dinyembedi ngathi mina mwesa kanti wamele ngento kanjalo wathi lo Msaka Rabangcwele yebo wenta kahle Khehla mawenta kanjalo number 2 kodwa ngoba uyabona namanje eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa kunesimo sabantu lasibafaka kuba advocate eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa labafisa njengathi ngebe into ngebe tingahambi kahle ngendlela esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele kodwa labafuna ukukhipha kodwa le ANC kahle kodwa kuneni power yini ngathi mina mwesa kanti kwenzenjani athi lengelosi lakimi yebo ulandzela kahle Khehla ngoba uyabona namanje abantu kodwa bangahamba basola kodwa ipresident yabo esimeni sokuphila kanti no kahle yena ukuthi unenkinga eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa kunesimo sabantu kodwa eMseni Rabangcwele labasebentanayo laba netinkinga la ngibafaka kumina namanje ezulwini lokuphila ezulwini laba ingcwele thathiswa namanje uthi lo mlimo ezulu lakimi phela uyabona namanje kodwa kube ngathi ngeke kuyakhonakala bebela kahle kodwa bahamba eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa mabathu tshintsha letinto tabo esimeni sokuphila kodwa kube ngathi ngeke bahamba bathatha abafati abaningi babafake phakathi esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele ngathi mina msekanti kuda kwentakala ini kodwa mase bahamba bafaka labafati abaningi la ngaphakathi wasilo Msaka Rabangcwele bona Khehla kodwa hamba kwentakala eMseni kaNkulunkulu Rabangcwele kodwa ukuthi icorruption kodwa ihamba ibe phansi ngathi mina msekanti ukhuluma kanjani ngoba ethi lengelosi phela uyabona namanje kodwa kunabantu abaningi labafuna ukuinvesta kule country uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma kanjani kodwa eMseni Rabangcwele ngoba namanje kodwa kunesimo sabantu labafisa njengathi kahle kodwa president bemele kodwa kuhamba kodwa kubonakala njengathi akayilethi service yini kodwa bahamba bastopa labantu uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma kanjani eMseni Rabangcwele manje esimeni sokuphila kodwa kwabana abantu kodwa la yena self asebentana yehini kodwa asebentana nabo kodwa angathi ukuthi labantu abasebente naye kahle eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa kunabantu labasebentisana nabo la ngibafaka kumina egameni lokuphila laba ingcwele manje uthi lo musa manje labantu kodwa kube ngathi masabathe kukhishwa imali ukuthi bayintete indlela kwentiwe nini kodwa labantu bagcina sibamba mabadlale imali eMseni Rabangcwele ukuthi kodwa kubonakala njengathi kahlahle letinto tentiwa huye kanti noma lo moya waala wathi phela naye self kodwa inhliziyo yakhe ibhlungu yini ukuthi kanti kahlahle kwendakala ini that's why namanje uthi lo Msaka Rabangcwele phela uyabona abantu kodwa masabathe bakhala ngendaba yeEskom uthi lo Msaka Rabangcwele phela namanje kodwa kunesimo sabantu kodwa labaphethe imali namanje labafuna ukuyifaka yini eMseni Rabangcwele kodwa ngoba njengathi kunabantu kodwa njengathi bayabastopa futhi ngenxa ukuthi abafuni lentsotsa la ngaphakathi bathi no uhamba amasebenza nabalungu ngasi mina mosebe konjalo ngoba naye self kodwa ugcine sahamba abona ukuthi no yini insaba ngathi abantu labamnyama self kodwa abayintete into letefanele yini esimeni sokuphila kanti manje lo moya wathi naye self hamba change kodwa afake abafata abaningi la ngaphakathi noma kodwa angahamba abakhipha labelungu akunankinga kodwa afake abafata abaningi kulete into yini ukuthi kubebona kodwa labahamba babamba lamathenda na ini ngifa ukuthi ngikhuluma kanjani basho ngoba abafati bayayisaba icorruption that's why lo moya uthela kimi eKhehla awubatshele kodwa eSouth Africa ukuthi uno kahle kule tindzaba abahamba kodwa bese bafake abafati manje iSouth Africa kodwa into hamba ibe ne future lento hamba ikhanye la ngaphambili eMseni Rabangcwele
Well, Gareth, the prophet has said quite a mouthful, but I think your question, which dealt particularly with the political landscape in 2023, he mentioned something very important around the ruling party, to say that there is a lot of infighting within the ANC itself. The people must also know that the president has got a very huge challenge as far as the upcoming cabinet reshuffle, which might be possible. If he's going to try and actually change the South Africa and the issues that we have in the country, he must actually maybe try and elect a few women who are leaders. We must actually be a country that actually promote women leadership, because this is the time for the country to look into women in order for us to progress. There are a lot of issues that are happening within the ruling party itself. He says he sees, the angels has revealed to him that there are people within the ruling party who are trying to ensure that President Ramaphosa does not necessarily succeed in his work throughout. He doesn't not succeed in his work in 2023 and possibly not even finish his term, because they are actually fighting against him. It's something that we have seen that is playing in the media, even in the previous conference. However, what is more important, he says those fights are ongoing because they have devised a plan in order to actually remove him from power. That is what the angels are revealing to him, that what we have seen so far is just maybe the crest of the iceberg. There's more that is going to come.
Now, I respectfully ask, I heard the prophet mention two words that stood out for me, and I appreciate the translation, Humphrey. I heard the word corruption, and I'm sure I heard the word ESCOM as well. Can you just touch on that for me briefly, what was said?
Okay, as far as corruption is concerned, I think he actually mentioned it when he dealt with the issue around the upcoming cabinet reshuffle. If ever it's going to happen, he said the president maybe could possibly consider putting women in the forefront, because the corruption that is currently happening right now, it might actually be less when you have women leaders who have conscious about where the country must go. They might actually be more conscious of the fact that the fiscus of the country must serve the people of the country. And we mentioned something very critical. He says that there is also people or investors who intend to invest on ESCOM in order to take it out of the situation that it's currently in. However, because there are also people who are trying to ensure that President Ramaphosa is seen as a person who does not necessarily work for the country and provide service delivery, they are going to do everything within their power to ensure that those investors do not necessarily come forth and actually assist ESCOM and assist the country, because his failure will then be able to sell the ticket to say that he has failed as a president, and the ANC as a whole has actually needs someone that is actually might be in a better position to actually take it forth.
I appreciate the translation. And Dr. Khehla, I want to ask you about the economy. We're all worried about our money. What does our money as a country and personal money look like in this year? Is the prophet able to give us a view on that?
Baba Advocate, uyabona uthumo lengcwele emseni ngabangcweleni ethi lenkhelosi phela uyabona namanje yebo imali yona ikhona emseni ngabangcwele, kodwa that's why namanje uthi lo musala kimi, that's why le number la ngisayiphinza futhi mina ukuthi labantu emseni ngabangcwele, ngoba labantu laba kade bekhona emseni ngabangcwele sebathi ukuthi imali idliwa kanjani esimeni sokuphila. Uthi lo musa phela namanje noma bona bangahamba emseni ngabangcwele kodwa bamkhipha le president, akunankinga nokodwa lenkinga lebanayo manje angeke iphele, ngoba whoever kodwa lo bantu hamba bamfake. Uthi lo musa naye usazoba netinkinga letifana naleti, kanti kahle kahle that's why ngithi kahle kahle leli country lethu leto hamba kufike nini upresident lo abantu batobuya bamthemba kahle bangamlwisi nokumlwisa emseni ngabangcwele, ngoba ithi lenkhelosi kahle kahle labantu kodwa kube ngathi angeke babuye bakhathale. Ene manje lento le kahle kahle that's why ngithe mina namanje lo moya uthi bahamba bafake umfati la ngaphakathi kule tindzaba ukuthi le mali le lenzozi akhuluma ngayo ikhona ukuthi ihlale emseni isebenze umsebenzi kwaleli country, hayi ukuthi isebenzele abantu bayi-1. Uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma njani emseni ngabantu. That's why uthi lo musa la kimi phela namanje Solomon sikhuluma somseni ngabangcwele kunesimo baba advocate wathi kunesimo kodwa lesistrike lesihamba masentangalo uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma njani lengisefaka kumina namanje esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele kodwa kube ngathi namanje phela ene lento lena kodwa itohamba ivuke ibe emandleni kakhulu esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele kodwa kube nje ngathi kutohamba kuliwe futhi kodwa phakathi kule country esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele ene kanti kahlahle abantu badohamba emseni ngabangcwele kodwa basupport abantu abanye bangathi ukuthi nabo labantu phela bahamba baba support namhlanje babuya futhi babajikela kusasa. That's why lenkelo sithi la kimi ngeke kuyakhona kabi bemele bahamba basupport kodwa lesitulo bangasupport umuntu lahlete kule situlo kodwa bahloniphe lesitulo basupport lesitulo uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma then babone ukuthi sitohamba mesiphelele kuphi emseni ngabangcwele bona self balene lama mistakes kodwa lababona kule situlo then kube ukuthi lotho ubuye hamba ahlale then kube ukuthi yena rectify bangalweni ngoba namanje uthi that's why namanje ukuhamba kufela ukufa lokuningi so esimeni sokuphila sabangcwele kodwa kulomhlabathi wethu ngasi mina musakanti kwenzenjani yathi lenkelo sila kimi yebo Khehla unathela kahle number 2 kodwa imali yona ikhona and uyabona kahle masikhuluma iqiniso kodwa lentsosa kodwa uyazama yena emseni kaNkulunkulu ngabangcwele kodwa ogcina sehluleka ngenxa ukuthi labantu lamele bahamba babuye basupport le South Africa la yena acabanga ukuthi bayamsupporta kanti kahlathi akusenjalo nabo self kodwa babheke isimo samaphakethe wabo emsekani kanti yena ubona sengathi bayamsupporta kanti akusenjalo Solomon sithi sihamba salandzela sakhuleka emseni ngabangcwele kodwa uyangifa ukuthi ngikhuluma abantu abakithi afa number 2 smasa kodwa ubuthathu smasela uthi unjalo
siyazwakala. No, Gareth, I think when it comes to the issues of the economy, and you rightfully put it, you said, what about our money? He says there is money in this country. We are a country that is very much alive with possibility in terms of prospering. The only challenge here is the issue of leadership. He goes back to the issue of leadership. He says the mindset should be different this time. He wishes that the mindset would be different. Instead of actually opting to put a specific individual in the leadership position, we should rather opt to protect the position itself of the presidency, meaning that whoever must come needs adequate support in order to take this country forward. He says, as he is sitting here, the Spirit reveals to him that the challenge with the current leader is that he does not have adequate support. He is not supported by the people who had said and vowed to support him in the beginning in order for him to take the country forward, in order for him to implement everything that they had agreed upon to implement. Right now, the challenge is that they are looking into their own pockets. That is where the problem is. Hence, he goes back to the issue of corruption. He says if we have the right leader or their leaders were united, we would then see South Africa that prospers in a way that even the man on the ground will even start to see the benefits. Meaning we will also see our money is also in our pockets.
So it's the leader of the country not getting the support that he needs.
That is what the Spirit is revealing, the angel is revealing to him as he is saying here. I'm only interpreting what he said, and he says exactly that.
Wonderful. It's been a pleasure having you both with us. Doctor, thank you very much for coming in to speak to us. Dr Mkhulu Khehla with us and also translating very, very well for us, and I've appreciated it. Thank you. Humphrey Shivamba joining us here on eNCA. Spiritually, that is what our country is going to be looking like for the year ahead, and I'm sure many of us will agree with what the doctor had to say.